Hi, my name is Chris. I'm a college student and a member of Southern Hills. Imagine, if you will, an old twisted up mesquite tree, just like this one, standing alone in a weed-choked field on a little gravel road out in the middle of nowhere. Nearly half a century ago, 4 church elders from the 12th and Chestnut Church of Christ stood under just such a tree and prayed. These men had been searching for a new location for their congregation, which at 270 members was rapidly outgrowing its current building. A small facility landlocked in the center of a neighborhood with no room for expansion in any direction. In the spring of 1964, the leaders of the 12th and Chestnut congregation saw an opportunity to move their church to a piece of land on a little gravel road out in the middle of nowhere, a road we now call Buffalo Gap. That piece of land was far from the bustling population center of Abilene. The only development south of the loop at that time had 2 or 3 houses, in a neighborhood we now call Stonegate. There was no Mall of Abilene, no Fairway Oaks, no Cooper High School, no Super Walmart. Wiley was a tiny school district that housed all of its students from grades 1 to 12 in a single schoolhouse a little further down the road. This property, on the little gravel road out in the middle of nowhere, sat next to a dog farm, which one of the elders, Jack Qualls, recalls was a home for abandoned dogs that barked and howled night and day. On that day in 1964, the 4 elders, Cecil Bishop, Hubert Connolly, Mel Holt, and Jack Qualls, gathered and prayed under the gnarly, old, twisted mesquite tree on the little gravel road out in the middle of nowhere. As they prayed, they gazed to the south and imagined an Abilene that would someday be filled with new neighborhoods, new families, and new businesses. They envisioned an area of town that would become a bustling metropolis, and it did. They imagined the dog farm moving to another location, and it did. They stepped out on faith, trusting that God would bless their efforts, and He did. The elders, who, as Jack Qualls remembers, didn't have 2 nickels to rub together, decided to find the $20,000 it would take to buy the 10 acres on Buffalo Gap Road. These were men of vision and determination. Just like Abraham out of the Old Testament, they were willing to follow God's path wherever He might lead. Because of this willingness to step out on faith, we can now worship in a building that is on one of the busiest streets in Abilene. We gather each week in a location that is perfectly poised for reaching our neighbors as God's community front porch. Because of the foresight and sacrifice of those 4 men and the 200 church members that followed them to this new location, countless lives, including my own, have been touched. They made a difference in our lives, and now we have the opportunity to make a difference in the lives of those who follow us.